Well, hello there. Hey, hi, social media family. Been up any subscribers and our visitors alike, while our persons among yourselves, affiliated, associated with, and I represent my own YouTube social media channel. Are doing well. Hopefully, everyone is doing at least okay, if not better yet to be said. All right, if not best of all to be said and stated for the record to be able to have become a be of a status, which is to feel blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, or too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours, your family and friends, and hopefully me and mine likewise as well are all the same. Sorry about the most recent computer glitch, as I suspect that it could be or could have become the results of developments of some or anybody. Everybody coming off like what is it, computer hacker, dickhead prick, no character. Oh, I'm sorry for that last minute. Let me scratch that. But I'm trying to get right with God, regardless of what my own, you know, general health may be like as a present given on time in one regard and another. And as I suspect that, my present proverbial neighbors from down hell among the likes of worse public problem neighbors in a worse neighborhood community for Vicentier within some such city limits could possibly be mainly or mostly responsible for my most recent battles with failing general health issues. Like so, but anyway, and especially this one, cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, nutty as a fruit cake, neighbor from damn hell, character among the likes of public nuisance is a problem is where I'm presently at, paying annual monthly rent, utilities, etc. And as he himself is a local drug pusher, a male character of the same sex who has threatened my life a few times verbally, and whereas I'm having to call the police upon him by dialing the emergency number 911, for each and every time he himself had done that, it caused me to become subject to experiencing a criminal incident of a nature. And as stupid does, as stupid feels. So far, he hasn't pushed the envelope because he knows just how far he can go with that nonsense, And as he himself, or as they are, he himself is among these here, these here present neighbors from down hell of mine. Who are more creepy than the last neighbor from down hell I had to deal with, but in a better neighborhood. And whereas the last neighbor from down hell elsewhere had flipped the script upon me and convinced the management of the building of administrative real estate representative personnel to give me the walking papers that he should have received. After I went through all the proper policies and procedures, protocol, to complain about him, to bring it to their attention his daily and nightly violations of his own apartment rental lease, and as well his total disregard or complete disrespect for my rights and privileges as his fellow neighbor. And somehow, out of resentment for my person having done so, he retaliated by doing just as I have said, for however he managed to put the whammy on me and convince them to, kick me to the curb. And whereas upon short notice, I'm having to come here to where I'm at now with what few personal effects belong to possession, just to keep from becoming of the rank and file daring transients as an homeless person. And so much for that conversation, the dialogue. And not that I'm wagging the dog as a change of subject, and I apologize if I could have possibly butchered the English language or the American dialect with all these grammatical usages, quality and quantities once again. But then I never had claimed to have become or be an English major, and how much less an English professor, and moving right along. Anyway, though, whereas the present social media broadcast as we have it here, of video content, is of some such that is dealing with my having relapsed, not back into that personal living damn hell of the bottle or the pipe. Because not only am I that I myself, being my person, am a recovering chronic alcoholic, but I'm also a recovering reefer addict. But rather instead, I was making reference to how I had relapsed to still another personal living damn hell, being of which is the gambling addiction, you know. And I had gambled quite a bit of money away, and I'm not going to tell you all and go into the specific details, because that's really none of y'all's business. You hear what I'm saying? But rather, that is something that I should take up with the God of my own understanding and with possibly a strength, as in psychologist rather than psychiatrist. Understand what I'm saying? Being because I would prefer that much more of the former than the latter, because there's a difference, A psychologist can only administer that being a therapeutic consultational talk sessions, whereas a psychiatrist can do both, administer therapeutic consultational talk sessions to one's clients of outpatients as well as inpatients, and as well prescribe the necessary medicines or write scripts or print some or such or type it out for prescription medicines. Yes, for whosoever could possibly come be one of their clients. And besides all that, most of my shrinks, as in psychologists, not psychiatrists, have been, females or women representing the opposite sex. Not that that is supposed to be the present video content for this social media broadcast, but rather getting back to the original one that it is regarding making reference to, or being of a topic of discussion to be debated or given an argument with the many different views and opinions to be possibly affiliated and associated with and representing thereof, And now that I've gotten the preliminaries out the way, being of the basic intro or introduction, and I'm putting those as well as having greeted you all with the salutation and asking question of how your persons are doing or how is your general welfare. So let's get on with it. Let's just dive in, get in where you fit in, cannonball, boom, 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 and test the waters. That is. Don't ask me what is specific amount. Like I have already told you all that's really none of your business so far as how much my own personal finances, in accordance to my rather limited fixed annual income, monetary currency as we have it of the American dollar, did I waste, all the while knowing that I really don't have any money that I could afford to be just, throwing it down the drain and to some Arabs or Jewish persons, gambling machines, a false confidence, as I would call it, be it a gambling vending machine, gambling, that is as in gambling lottery vending machine, or the little actual gambling video games that you could, I should say, rather attempt rather than try to win money from. Because for any gambler, being the average one, it should be a crime for any to attempt to gamble, especially if you're on a, not that is not only especially if you're on or upon a rather limited or fixed income, as I myself am, yours truly. But then if you are likewise one of the most unluckiest gamblers in the whole wide world, the World Wide Web, not just within the continental USA, Yeah, and I don't know what possessed me to, that is developed a rather goofy or silly or stupid and sick notion or ideal to try my hand at gambling once again, all the while knowing that I am just that, as I said and stated for the record. Let me reiterate or repeat myself. I'm one of the most unluckiest gamblers in the world. You know, well, I don't know. Fear and anger are motivators, and I guess partly I was reflecting on how much money I lost before, and I'm not going to go into the specific details of that. Like I said, that's only be something I have to take up between me and my God, as well as with a shrink, or even so with a shrink, rather. Like I said, a shrink is on the same level with my God, our Lord and Savior, the Christ. But let's just say I lost quite a bit. A lot of that money could have gone toward paying next month's rent for me, and in addition, utilities, etc., and a phone bill, Yeah, and with the neighborhood I'm in now, I better make sure I have a working cell phone, just in case certain neighbors want to attempt to push the envelope. Well, this is my main primary cell phone to be made of uses of and employ for services, or to use, as we say. Not to mention my free government issue cell phone. Where you got to keep the minutes on that. You got to keep it active by placing a call to it at least once a month. Otherwise, they'll cut your services off, and then you have to reapply again. Yeah. So anyway, though, getting back to the original subject, man, disregard what you heard in the background. I'm not responsible for whoever could be cutting up or causing a commotion outside my apartment door, just as long as whoever stays outside my apartment door, then we should not have a problem, regardless of these really stupid and sick bastards and bitches of neighbors from damn hell, or worse ones, or worstest ones yet, where I'm at now, in one of the worstest neighborhoods, community for vicinity area within city limits, being as it is the case of situation, up under conditions rather extenuating circumstances. And then, as I suspected, the likes could have something to do with my most recent battles with general health issues, and hopefully it won't complicate matters and compound the problem or throw a monkey wrench in my plans or jeopardize, my possible potential to try to relocate myself, my person, and what few personal effects, belongings, or possessions of mine elsewhere to, that much more preferred and much more familiar territory, being of a less poverty-stricken and less crime-ridden vicinity area, neighborhood community within some such city limits, and as I myself am a tenant within the city of metropolitan Chicago, Illinois, USA, for the Midwest here. Getting back to some such other original subject matter, type of discussion to be debated, or for that other given argument in question for the present, with many different views to be associated with and representing thereof. So I don't know what possessed me to want to gamble again and try my hand at it once again for the umpteenth consecutive time, all while knowing that I'm one of the most unluckiest gamblers in the world, But I know that as a result of developments of my having acted out on my thoughts, transforming that in which had come to me, that notion or ideal mentally, into something that took on a nature physically, whereas I had to pay the serious consequences for doing just that, being which I did pretty much so big time, and I just feel so disgusted and disappointed with myself. Not only that, but I feel that I had let down other recovering addicts of a nature. And when you relapse for one addiction to replace or substitute it for another, that's all you're doing, you know. I might as well have just gone back to drinking or using, you know. I might as well have just gone back, you know, to the bottle or worse yet, the pipe, you know. God forbid, though. Fortunately, I didn't. Because gambling is enough of an addiction and or disease in its own right that afflicts, you know, the user, you know. And I'm just disgusted with myself. Here it is, April 17th, 2024, for hump day, Wednesday of the week. I relapsed so far as my own personal living damn hell of a gambling addiction, you know. Fortunately, I kept at least a couple few dollars in my pocket. How'd you do that? Only then because there's like at times, well, every now and then, once in a blue moon, do I decide to quit gambling after losing so much already of my own personal finances? Otherwise, I would lose it all if I continue to gamble. And that's what I did. I stopped gambling. I said, to damn hell with this. Regardless of wherever I would have gambled, my own personal finances, money, uh, you know, currency as we have it of the American dollar, all while knowing that I'm on a limited or fixed annual budget, whereas I could have used that money for other things or made use of it for something else for my own personal survival, you know. Yeah. So I just thought I would share that with you all. And hopefully, if there are any persons among yourselves who are recovering gambling addicts yourselves, hopefully you won't be too hard on me for having relapsed, you know. And pray for me if anybody who is a member of the household of faith or family of God. You know, I would be accepting all prayers, any and all prayers. All the same is if I were not to have played the part of the devil's advocate in less two evils than a prodigal son, where the worst of two evils is any of those closet devil worshippers who make up most church-goers or whatever religious denominations, then I would pray for your persons as well, you know, and count on it. If and when I were to feel more like the inspired believer in God once again. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but he has given us power. Then I think I told you all how one of my, you know, self-help recovery buddies for AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, had passed most recently, you know, and I'm supposed to attend the memorial for him with other of his fellow recovering AA buddies come the weekend. But then you all take care and be safe, you know. And if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I would hope that you would think to do so now while the blood is still running warm in your veins. By recognizing or realizing what he himself had done or did upon the cross, Calvary, and Hill of the Golden, suffering at the hands of Roman soldiers upon the orders of their superiors, religious, political, militaristic, or otherwise. Then nevertheless, he went to that cross, Calvary, to fulfill biblical prophecy, become a perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice for you as well as for me. Don't steal my trademark, physical gesture. I'm going to have to copyright it sometime unless I want to risk it being plagiarized. Whereas if any of us were to profess faith in him, regardless of race, walk of life, gender, age, etc., in this post 911 era in these biblically prophetic times, then from there we become blessed in one regard or another. In more ways, one. First and foremost with his salvation, and the second are with his deliverance. But first, you have got to get his salvation so that you won't end your life in the lake of fire down hell, but so you could become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven with the rest of us and even be blessed while you're here in this world. Y'all take care. We out. Peace.